As a performer just starting out, you probably aren't on set as often as you'd like to be. I made the switch from theater school to film and television, and I was just like kind of shocked with some of the terminology because I wasn't ready. Like, what's a rolling lunch? What's 10-1? What's the window shot, martini shot, Abbey shot? So I was just a little overwhelmed, but now 12 years later, I'm going to teach you my top 20 terms that I wish I knew when stepping out onto a film set some of my very first days. I think this just would have made me feel a little more confident, and you know, should you want to impress a crew member or the director, I'm just gonna guide you through this. This video is catered to those actors and actresses that are just starting out in film and television. Even if you're a background extra, this can definitely apply to you. And I have to mention, I'm from Toronto, Canada, so obviously some things will be universal around the world, but just throwing that out there. And if we haven't met, I'm Olivia, so say hello, comment, like, subscribe, do a little dance, whatever you want to do. And if this helps you out at all, let me know. Okay? Number 1, first team. If you are a cast member, that means you have a number beside your name. First of all, congratulations, because it's not something that happens every day, and I'm so proud of you. So as a cast member, you are considered first team. So they will be saying phrases like, first team has landed, which just means you've made it to set, you and your co-stars. Can I get first team? Let's invite first team. That just means you as a performer, your cast members, whoever is involved in the scene. If background is in the scene, they're going to address them ahead of time, so they'll usually bring them in first, so you don't have to wait as long because you've got to be, you know, mentally prepared. And that's that. So first team is you, the cast member, actor, performer, your name is beside a number on the call sheet. I'm gonna throw in a bonus tip and let you guys know what second team is. Second team are people designated to stand in for the top actors. And when I say top, I usually mean like 1 to 5 on a call sheet. A television show usually has 2 to 3 stand-ins for the season. And in the movie world, you can have 5, you can have 7, sometimes there's a stand-in for each person. In Toronto, they usually choose people as close to the actors as possible, meaning height, weight, skin color, hair color, just to make things easier for the director of photography. And the easiest way for me to explain it is to say you are a body double as a stand-in. I'm not saying that's the case everywhere. I know in like the States and in Europe, sometimes they use production assistants, PAs as stand-ins to just, you know, give the director of photography an idea, but in Toronto, they tend to be a little more specific. So you could have a job and a career as a stand-in, but that's part of the background world, and today we're focusing on the performers side, so here we go. Number 2, private blocking. Before anything comes to life on set and is filmed, it needs to be rehearsed. So you as the performer get together with the director, sometimes a director of photography, the script supervisor, whoever needs to be in the room to help you guys get through the scene and plan it out. This is a great time where you can ask questions, experiment. I've had private blockings last a minute to an hour. It really depends on productions, you know, money, time, because time is money. Everyone's on the clock, so that can vary. But this is your time, you know, feel the scene out, experiment, and go for it. That's what you're here to do. In a private blocking, sometimes you will have an extra background performer in the room, but only if they are vital to the scene and they bring them in order to make you feel more comfortable. For instance, I'm a doctor in a scene and I need the nurse or whoever to pass me a piece of equipment. So sometimes they'll bring that extra in to do that motion while we rehearse, just so we can all get the feel of it, so we are a well-oiled machine. Number 3, crew blocking. After the private blocking, there's going to be a crew blocking, which means all the departments are gonna come on in and you're going to get to react the scene. This is another chance for you to rehearse, so I always say that's a bonus. and some people will be taking notes. It's just so everyone kind of is on the same page for the day. Number 4, 10-1. This is probably one of the most handy terms because it means you have to go to the washroom. So instead of being like, hey, I need to use the loo, I need to use the washroom, I need to do my business, you can just say, hey, I'm going 10-1. Easy breezy. Beautiful cover girl. Sorry, I just had to go there. If you want to tell someone you're going to the washroom and say they're really far away, or you just don't want to scream it, you can also do this motion. I'll do it from this side too, which really just means you have to go to the washroom without verbally saying it. This was more popular back in the day. I do not see it used now at all, but if you want to impress an AD that's been around a while, give it a shot. Could score you some bonus points, and I'm all for that. Number 5, rolling lunch. What the heck's a rolling lunch? Can a lunch just roll? Does that mean I'm not gonna get fed? Don't worry, you're still gonna get fed, but a rolling lunch just means we are not officially taking a break to eat. So usually at crew call, 6 hours after that is the general rule of when everyone eats. A rolling lunch just means you're gonna have to go on your own time whenever you get a break in your day, and I mean not an official break, but you can like sneak away because you're not needed that second. The alternative is also someone will bring you a menu, you'll check off what you want, and it will be brought to you within a 1 to 3 hour time frame. I usually like to get in my orders quick because if I am waiting 3 hours, I want to be at the top of that list, even if I'm not hungry. So those are rolling lunches. In my decade of doing this, I could say there's been maybe a handful because it is very expensive for production, because after that 6 hour mark, if you are a union performer, you are an overtime faster, double time faster, and it gets real expensive. If you are a non-union performer, payment just stays the same. It's probably an agreed upon payment and that doesn't fluctuate. If you want to know how to get into the union, I made a video on that, but we're just gonna stick to the film terms for now. Number 6, checking the gate. After a director is happy with how the scene looks, they want to move on, everything's announced, they're gonna check the gate. And that's pretty much, they're just checking for any technical errors. That's nothing to do on your part, but you kind of have to stand by, and if that's all good, they'll be moving on, and if it's not, well, you'll probably just have to redo it. No big deal. Number 7, crossing. This is more for people who are not supposed to be in the scene, aka when they're setting up. So obviously when you're performing, you don't say this, but let's say you're just lingering around after your crew blocking and you want to go from here to here. So if you're walking by, you're just going to say crossing, and that just signals to whoever's behind the camera and whoever's working around it that it's kind of like an excuse me, I'm not supposed to be here, be aware that I'm crossing, this is not part of the scene, etc., etc. Does that make sense? If it doesn't, let me know in the comment box below and I'll just clarify it a little more. Number 8, Video Village. Video Village is an intimidating place, or at least it can be. It was for me in the beginning, and really you're just gonna have a ton of monitors and like 5 to 10 people sitting behind it, from the script supervisor, the director of photography, producers. If you're a big shot actor, your family and friends might be sitting there, or your spouse, boyfriend, girlfriend, you know. When I started learning about the positions on set, it made me feel less intimidated with that group, because it can be like, oh my god, they're judging my every move, and they are, but they want you to succeed as the performer because they look good. So you guys are all working together. I don't know why I'm doing that, so I'm just gonna stop. You know, say hi to everyone, be polite, be nice. I don't think I need to tell you how to act on set, but if you want a video on that, I could do that. Let me know. Let's keep going with film lingo, a performer's guide. Number 9, when a call is pushed or pulled. Okay, the easiest way for me to explain this is, let's say anticipated crew call is noon tomorrow. Once you get the call sheet for the next day, if there's a stamp on there that says call is pulled, 1 hour, 2 hours, whatever's noted, that just means it's earlier than anticipated. So if it's noon, call is pulled 1 hour, it's 11 a.m. call time. Even though the paperwork says noon everywhere, it's just been printed that way, that means everybody's call time is pulled 1 hour. Yeah? Give me a thumbs up if you're with me. If the call is pushed 1 hour, it's going to be 1 p.m. If the call is pushed 2 hours, it's 2 p.m. And that means if the call's pushed 2 hours, everybody's call time is pushed 2 hours. That's a little bit of a mind jumble, but once you figure it out, you're gonna be like, number 10, we're halfway there. I used to sing, I don't sing anymore. Okay. Number 10, turnaround. Depending on the number of actors in the scene, there's gonna be a turnaround or a different angle at some point. So let's do this as an example. Right now you're seeing one angle of the situation. If I'm talking to someone behind the camera, aka you, we're gonna have to get your coverage at some point. So the turnaround just means that now the camera will go behind me or in front of me as my perspective and catch you in frame. So sometimes there's a lot of angles, sometimes it's like two. It really depends on how long the scene is, how many people are in it, how much time they have left in the day. Number 11, sides. Sides are usually a little booklet that you're gonna get, and they have the call sheet on it and all the script pages for the day. So not the entire script for the whole show, but let's say there are 5 scenes, so it will have all the words and actions that were in the script stapled together in that little booklet. Number 12, bogey. Jeez, I keep hitting that thing. Number 12, bogey. A bogey is what an AD, usually the first AD, will yell on the walkie, there's a bogey in frame, meaning a pedestrian, someone has entered the frame that's not supposed to be there. It's most common outside when you're, in a park shooting, trying to get by, someone doesn't realize what the perimeters are of the frame and they'll walk by. It's no big deal. You're just gonna have to wait a bit. And number 13, when you hear kill that, kill it, there will be no death on set. Don't worry, productions definitely don't want a lawsuit at all. But that just means turn it off. So they'll usually be like, kill that lamp, kill it, kill the wind, just kill it. It's not working how they envisioned it. It's no big deal, just turn it off, move it aside, on to the next. Number 14, room tone. So after a scene is done, sometimes the sound department is gonna want some room tone. This is more for post-production, but what's gonna happen is everyone's gonna go silent for 30 seconds or however long they need, 10 seconds, and then you'll be able to continue on. So you don't have to do anything. Number 15, craft services. Craft services are the people that feed you throughout the day. They provide snacks. In the States, they're sometimes called crafty. There's different terminology, but here we call them craft in Toronto. And just be nice to them. They have the longest hours probably on set during the shooting schedule, so just be nice to them. Craft is not to be confused with catering. Catering is the sit-down lunch meal that you're gonna get. Craft is more just like your quick breakfast, your take-to-go appetizer, veggie tray, chips, the good stuff that keeps you fueled. Whereas catering is the sit-down lunch. Totally different departments. Even craft goes to lunch, so just saying. Number 16, Abby shot. The Abby shot is not the last shot, but the shot right before. They don't always announce this on a film set, but when they do, I'm just like so grateful, and you can get excited because after this we're gonna do one more and go home and sleep because everybody's sleep deprived in film. You're gonna learn that sooner or later. Everyone's tired all the time. Yeah, you're jet lagged all the time. I mean, your schedule's up and down. Like, number 17, the martini / window shot. Usually they just say window shot. Occasionally you'll get somebody from overseas or I don't know, someone wanting to be fancy and they'll say martini shot. But for the most part, it's a window shot. It's the last shot of the day. Get excited. I'm excited just hearing those words. Wrap and window. Those, yeah, you're gonna love those words, especially once you're in the like 15th, 16th hour. Number 18, copy that, copy this, copy. Just saying copy will make you automatically sound like you belong there. You know what I mean? So if somebody's like, hey Olivia, can you just tone down the energy in the next take? Copy that. Okay, I'll give you another one. Hey Olivia, I'm gonna need you to take a sip of the drink before you say the next line. Okay, copy. Do you see what I mean? You're just kind of, you're immersed in the world, so use the terminology and feel good about it. You know your stuff. We're going through the stuff. You can replay this video. I can do a part 2 with more terms if this is helping you. You just gotta let me know in the comment box below. You know, I got you, come on. Number 19, flag on the play. So when we're moving on, everybody's excited to get on to the next one, and you hear flag on the play, that means something technically at some point has gone wrong and we are going to need to redo that scene. Number 20, flying in. When something is flying in, it just means it's coming onto set. So let's just say my throat is killing me and I need, you know, some water. So, and I'm just like, please, can I please just get a water at some point? And someone will be like, okay, flying in the water for Olivia. Don't be a diva about it on set, but whether it's that or say, hey, in the last scene I had my phone here and it's not here, so can we get that in? All right, can we fly in the Olivia cell phone, please? You'll hear, I'm doing that because that's what the assistant directors do on their walkies. I'm not just talking to my clothing. Since you've made it this far, I'm going to leave you with a bonus. So once the first AD, first assistant director, says back to ones, that just means back to the beginning of what we were just doing. Does that make sense? So if I were to start this video all over again, that would be my one because I'm doing this in one long take. But if I was doing this, say, by numbers, and somebody said back to ones, I would assume it's the last number that I just did because that's the scene and that's how it was broken down. I hope this has helped you. Please let me know. I've got lots more content coming your way. If you want to learn how to read a call sheet, I got a video on that. You want to know how to become a background extra? I've got a video on that. Do you want to know how to get into the union? I got a video on that. You want to know how to become an actor? I got a video on that. So yeah, I'm doing a few of these to help you guys out because I wish I had somebody helping me out in the beginning. Oh well, I learned the hard way. You guys don't have to. Stay tuned. Hopefully I taught you some new film lingo today and you can go to set feeling confident and assured and fabulous. Love you guys.